just had a wonderful conversation with the new president of Mexico. She has agreed to stop migration through Mexico and into the United States, effectively closing our southern border. This will go a long way towards stopping the illegal invasion of the USA. Thank you. Mark Zuckerberg, responsible for dropping hundreds of millions in Zuckerbucks in 2020, suddenly is a newfound Republican, wants to support the national renewal. President Trump declaring victory after having a phone call with the president of Mexico. Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo is her full name, according to the president, says, just had a wonderful conversation with the new president of Mexico. She has agreed to stop migration through Mexico and into the United States, effectively closing our southern border. Now, we talked about what can be done to stop the massive drug inflow into the United States and also U.S. consumption of these drugs. It was a very productive conversation. That's interesting because she was a little bit unhappy with his statement that they were going to be dropping a 25% tax on them, baby, tariffs at the border. And she said, well, how about we just hit you with tariffs back? And by the way, all of your citizens are drug addicts. Why are they on crack all the time? Why are they buying our drugs? Maybe you should deal with your own drug problem, which is true. We do have a drug problem in this country, probably because the people feel like they have no meaning or purpose or reason for living because the government has sapped that out of their existence and wrecked our culture. But in addition to that, she said, we're getting all your drugs in our country and your guns, rather, in our country. And so there's a back and forth hemming and hawing about that. So Trump says, a little bit of a change of opinion here, says Mexico will stop people from going to our southern border effective immediately. Wow, that was fast. Trump's not even the president. This will go a long way towards stopping the illegal invasion of the USA. Thank you. 3 exclamation points, which is pretty nice. So that was fast. Not even in the White House. He's already solving the border problem. Thank you, Mr. President. Now, other people were there in Florida trying to mend the fence, so to speak. Mark Zuckerberg, responsible for dropping hundreds of millions in Zuckerbucks in 2020 and was colluding with the FBI to censor the president, suddenly is a newfound Republican or wants to support the national renewal, which I'm in favor of, right? Come on board, let's go. But I have some distrust with Zuck because he visited on Wednesday down in Mar-a-Lago just months after he publicly praised Trump after the assassination attempt. Zuckerberg and his visit to Palm Beach was confirmed by Trump advisor Stephen Miller. We'll listen to the clip in a second. He was down there, and in July, Zuckerberg lauded Trump for his fist-pumping reaction to the assassination attempt. He said, you know, seeing Trump get up after being shot in the face and pump his fist in the air with the American flag is one of the most bad things I've ever seen in my life, said Zuckerberg. Yeah, it's true. When you're right, you're right. You know, you can't argue with it. On some level, as an American, it's like hard not to kind of get emotional about that spirit and that fight. I think that's why a lot of people like the guy. Yeah, that's what we've noticed. Okay, we noticed that a long time ago. We didn't, him getting shot in the head was like, yeah, that's what we've seen for the last several years. Okay, we were all early to that. But for others, it's like, wow, it took him getting shot in the head for him to recognize it. But I'm glad they did. Welcome. So Zuckerberg's visit to Mar-a-Lago is not the Facebook founder's first interaction down there. In August, Trump told Fox Business host Maria Bartiromo that Zuckerberg called him to apologize. He says, well, Mark Zuckerberg called me. First of all, he called me 2 times. He called me after the event and he said it was really amazing. And then he said it was really brave. And he actually announced that he's not going to support a Democrat because he respected me for what I did that day. And I think that what he did to me, what I did was a normal response, he thought, says Trump, because that's just who Trump is. But Zuckerberg also went down there. Some people saying he's kissing the ring at this point, bending the knee, finally getting on board. Welcome, Mark. And thank you to Elon for causing this domino effect to happen. And if you didn't listen to the Mark Andreessen interview with Joe Rogan, that was really good. And Andreessen did a great job, I think, articulating a lot of the same concerns that we've addressed here, but from a different angle, as somebody who's a billionaire and has been on the receiving end of a lot of the tech censorship as the founder of many other companies. So it's very, very interesting to see it from the other end. Okay, we've been here as creators getting censored, demonetized, strikes on YouTube and the things, and he's representing founders who are being debanked, entire companies, crypto related, being debanked. And they were talking about AI. It's just insane. We avoided such a potential catastrophe, my friends. You're thankful for anything, man. Be thankful for that, because we were on a precipice in this country and we just narrowly avoided that many times. Here's Stephen Miller.
Politico is reporting that Mark Zuckerberg was at Mar-a-Lago today meeting with President Trump. Can you confirm that?
Yes, that's correct. And Mark Zuckerberg has been very clear about his desire to be a supporter of and a participant in this change that we're seeing all around America, all around the world with this reform movement that Donald Trump is leading. Mark Zuckerberg, like so many business leaders, understand that President Trump is an agent of change, an agent of prosperity.
Right.
And so business leaders, CEOs, everywhere, they want to be a element, a supporter, a booster of making our economy prosperous, delivering for American workers, and making sure that America is the most powerful, wealthiest, freest nation on the face of the earth. So we'll see what comes of that. And Mark, obviously, he has his own interests, and he has his own company, and he has his own agenda, but he's made clear that he wants to support the national renewal of America under President Trump's leadership.
All right, so I'm always skeptical about these things, right? We'll see what, maybe Bill Gates is going to come back out, maybe Reid Hoffman. I think these guys are very focused on power and regulatory control. They want to get in Trump's good graces. They know that Trump will be accepting of them bending the knee, and so they're exploiting it. They are about money and power, and they don't want the new government to come in and backhand him for what they did in 2020, when they censored Trump and other Americans. Facebook and others threw the sitting president off their social media platforms, banned him, which means they banned us from hearing from him in one of the most insane eras of America in American history regarding free speech and free communication and free association. Banned a sitting president from the internet. Lunacy. And everybody in charge of that should, there should be real repercussions for that. And hopefully there are coming